cash talk. Walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk. And tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money, I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go. Poof, gone, voila, magic. Looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
Welcome back to another amazing episode of Unhinged and Immoral. I'm Jamila.
Mecca.
Well, Islanders. Actually, it's interesting because by this time on Thursday, anything could have happened.
Yes.
So I don't even know what to think, but Love Island has like captivated everybody at this point. I feel like I truly don't know anyone who isn't watching or at least watching adjacently. Yeah. And I think that that's pretty fun. Like that's cool.
I love when we're all doing things as a collective because for reference, it's Monday, you guys. Yesterday they just sent Jeremiah and Hannah home. And tonight actually starts Casa Amor. So it's like, again, by the time you hear this, anything could have happened.
So many couples could have been destroyed or strengthened. We don't know.
Yeah. Ace is not getting that 100K on my watch. And if Shelly is caught in that crossfire, then I'm sorry, bestie.
Unfortunately, I think that everyone hates Ace so bad that I doubt he's going to win. But I do think he's going to stay for a while.
He's definitely going to be top 3. I can for sure see him and Shelly making it to the end. I just can't allow them to win.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm glad that we're all agreeing on that.
I don't necessarily agree, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I unfortunately I am a Ace.
Eye roll, heavy eye roll.
I don't even know how to describe it. I enjoy Ace on my screen. I think Ace is fun. I wouldn't say supporter because I don't support all the things he does. So that's why I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm an Ace supporter, but Ace is one of my clients. He is. And when you have clients, you understand that sometimes they don't listen to you and sometimes they do things that are incorrect and you have to correct them. And that's just where we are. And I am very disappointed in him. He did piss me off. But also, all of my clients are on pips right now. They are all in trouble. They've all pissed me clean the fuck off. So it's like we have to reboot and regroup and figure out what the fuck is going on before we continue. But hey, it is what it is. I'm here for a good time with reality TV. I want to be entertained. And I think that that's what my clients are doing.
You know what the thing about Love Island, and this is like, I'm saying this as an OG Love Island watcher, I was so skeptical when they started the US franchise because I came in watching the UK. And obviously with Serena and Cordell, like they popped it off in America for sure. So now this season, everyone's watching. It's like obvious that if you didn't watch it last season, you're at least aware of it. The people who are on the show are aware of it. And the way that they're playing the game, like typically in seasons past across franchises, by now we at least have one hardcore couple locked in. Yeah, we had like the whole point of Casa is to shake up the solid, you know what I'm saying, is to shake up the couples. And kind of watching this season then be like, oh, we're exploring all the way up until Casa. It's like, that's y'all are no, and y'all are exploring too close to the sun, and they hated Jeremiah for it. But like, he was the only one who like hooded. I will say, I don't like how fast they locked in, but there's always a couple who does that on every season, and it's like sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they like it was to be expected. Now I've seen a crash out like Hudas on UK, but like. It's just...
Yeah, I fear the issue I had with Huda and Jeremiah was not necessarily them locking in too early. Like, that was a part of... That was an eye roll, but it was like, whatever. It was the way in which they were arguing and being locked in. Like, nigga, y'all don't have to be together. Like, that was the part that was so confusing me. I'm like, why the fuck are y'all having disagreements and y'all are not seeing eye to eye? But then acting like y'all are forced to be with each other. Like, y'all literally... just met. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the part that I think really frustrated everybody because it's like, I mean, Kaylor and Aaron locked in really early and we rolled our eyes to them too. Like, y'all are locked in so early, but it wasn't as toxic in the beginning. And Kaylor also wasn't a bitch to the other girls.
And I think that's where everyone was getting lost with the Huda Jeremiah situation is the way that she was acting. And that's why, to be honest, the fact that she's still there and Jeremiah isn't is funny because usually Huda would have went home and Jeremiah would still be there. But I do fear, I see Ace's and Nick's calculation. Jeremiah was not one of my clients, nor did I even have him on my radar to be. If he had been able to lock in with Audrina, he gets to be on my client list.
He was on my list. I actually started to enjoy Jeremiah.
I was like, oh, I see what y'all did.
Which was crazy. Like I was starting to change my mind. I was starting to like getting to know him, and you know what I'm saying. I wanted to see where that connection was going to go. So I'm really upset that they did that. Like just let it breathe. But I'm also upset at the producers because I don't think yesterday was a time for people to go home. I think they should have, if we were going to do that, just let the bottom 3 be vulnerable and not be in a couple, because Casa was really going to shake it up anyway. So I just felt like, yeah. But anyways, if y'all want to keep hearing more of our thoughts, make sure y'all tap into our Patreon. We are doing our own Unhinged After Sun on the Patreon. And we'll be doing another one on Wednesday. So by the time you watch this, you'll have already 2 episodes that you can watch. And we'll be doing it seldomly to make sure we can kind of catch up on some of the drama that's happening with Love Island. So if you guys are an islander like we are, make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon.
As long as Ace doesn't get the 100,000 in my villa, I'll be satisfied.
So we actually got some PR from none other than Carisha. And she sent us her Risha Roulette drinking game reloaded. And if you know, you know, this game is insane. I have actually played her original game before, and well, girl, I did decide to take the shot versus doing whatever the fuck else you was telling me to do, sister. I said, I'm not licking that girl coochie next to me.
Can I tell you, I've been at a party where this game, I sat and watched it ruin a relationship. This is a true story.
Oh, God. Not Risha Roulette breaking up marriages.
Yeah.
Family homes. So this is the box it comes with. This is really cute. It comes with 4 shot glasses.
Oh, that's fun.
Let me show y'all the shot
She actually provided the shot glasses.
It just says Risha Roulette on it.
Oh, I love that.
And then it comes with some money.
Ooh.
Girl, not Monopoly with the Risha. And then it has a spinner. So this is definitely different than the first one, because the first one was literally just the cards, like truth or dare type shit.
Yeah.
So this one has a spinner, and it has wild card, take a shot, dare or pay, your pick, take a shot. Oh yeah, same shit. And so this is, I think, the actual game.
Okay.
Let's see. So they're separated by different colors.
Okay.
So the Get Wilds are striped, and then it's like dare play. So I think you just like separate the stacks based off the color.
It's
and
different
then you spin,
levels.
and then do whatever it says. So let's play real
it's
quick.
like spin the bottle, whereas the first one was like truth or dare. Oh, that's fun. I like that, Carisha.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to spin for you, Mecca.
Okay, yay.
You got dare or play. So I'm gonna grab a card for you. Or pay. So I think that's where the money comes in.
Okay.
So you can either do the dare or pay, kind of like Monopoly.
Okay.
Pay up, ho. But if y'all want to really get into it, y'all can use real money too. No shade. That's just my thought.
Oh yeah. You do that with niggas who like to gamble. Hit the parlay.
All right. So I got dare or pay as well. Let's see what my card says. Show a picture of the last person you sneaky linked with, or pay each player $2.
Jamila would be broke, you guys. She's not going to show you a picture.
There's your $2, babes.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all know I don't talk about what I got going on.
That's good and messy.
But if we were playing in like a room full of friends, I totally would. It's not that deep. Okay, that was cute. Do you want to do another one?
I fear I'm just gonna say no, but I am interested to hear the question. So yeah.
Okay, this one is a wild card. So maybe this will be, something super fun. This is funny. Okay. Demonstrate in 20 seconds how you give yourself a whole bath. Record and tag Carisha, please. Ready?
Well, wait, listen, because my mama and them are Christian. We don't call it whole baths. We call it sign of the cross. Ready? My mom never called it.
Make sure you look
She never called it a whole bath. It was always a sign of the cross. Because, devil eggs, angel eggs. Christians can't say nothing crazy. Okay, ready? You got to wash your face, go down to your coochie, underarm. That's the cross.
You ain't washing your ass in it?
You got to include the coochie and the butt is the same. It's all included in the down. It's the down. When you hit down, you hit everything on the backside too. But it's the sign of the cross.
Basically, you got to hit the hot spot.
You hit the hot spot. But we wasn't calling it no hoe bath. It was the sign that you could do the sign of the cross right quick.
Some of the other girls used to call it bird bath, when they were trying to be cute.
Oh, I ain't never heard that. I didn't even know motherfuckers called it.
You never heard of a bird bath?
No, I didn't know people called it a hoe bath till I went to college because,
Oh, yeah.
I also got my first kiss and stuff in college, so that makes sense.
And I hate when people pretend like they've never had to take a hoe bath.
It's just because they don't want to call it. They don't want to call it a hoe bath. That's why I feel like
some people genuinely feel like, oh nah, I don't do that.
Clean Olympics?
Girl, you didn't take a hoe bath before.
Yeah, I don't like the Clean Olympics. That's irritating because I'm a clean individual.
The Clean Olympics stress me out so bad because y'all are liars.
Like y'all don't.
You don't have 5 washcloths in your fucking shower right now.
Up.
You don't.
All you really need is a loofah or one of them African nets. You know what I'm talking about? Which is like a loofah and something to get the dead skin or an old school. You got to get the cloth from Walmart that gets
cheap rags.
You know what I'm saying? Them cheap rags. They get nice and rough.
Them cheap rags because they rough.
Mm-hmm. Something that's going to exfoliate.
I hate the really thick towels.
Oh, I hate them. A thick washcloth pisses me off so bad.
Also, the soap stays into it much too.
I have only not.
But yeah, good old cheap washcloth.
Let me tell you something. You know how you said the sign of Black people having money? Oh, with the chains on TikTok? Here's a sign of Black people having money.
Yes.
Because Black people use the cheap washcloths. We know what they're for. Black people will have the thick washcloths as their display as a sign of like wealth. But then they will give you, when you actually get in the shower, they're going to give you a cheap washcloth.
Because they know
what you really want. But sitting there in the towel stack, they're going to have the thick ones just so they could have them, to show that they could get them. It's a culture. I have never seen, all the thick washcloths in Black households are always for display. They're never getting used. Possibly maybe as a hand towel, but we don't use those to wash our bodies.
For sure.
Well, I wanted you to do one more, but I want to get into this update even more, so I'll allow.
Oh, I had already put it up.
Crying. So. Okay. Just watched me take a hoe bath and kept it pushing.
That's all, folks. So we actually have an update from a Spin It. It was from Theodore, guys. Big thick dick Theodore.
Okay.
Has sent us an update. We have not opened it. We are going to give you guys our raw reactions.
Now tell them why we're giving them our raw reactions, because Melisa opened it.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Theodore sent us pictures.
And I was like, why did he send us pictures?
His member.
Of his member is crazy. You were reading smut. I was wondering like why he sent it. And Jamila absolutely asked when I went back and listened.
I did?
Yep. You told him to provide proof.
Oh. Now that makes me sound like
were you supposed to do it, Theodore? I don't know, but we're about to look at your stuff.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Before we completely get into this, I just want to put a disclaimer out there since we don't want to see everybody's dick pics.
Right.
This was a jokey joke on Jamila's end. She Monique said, I would like to see it. Theodore sent it. Everyone was consenting adults over the age of 18, over the age of 25. But please do not send any unsolicited penises.
Please. Please.
Yeah.
Theodore is safe. Unfortunately, we solicited that.
Big thick diddle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is for research purposes only, guys. I'm so scared.
I'm so stressed.
Imagine me, a regular old Friday.
Not knowing what you're getting into, Melisa. Okay, I'm opening it. I'm gonna do it. Is that a cock ring?
How many inches is that? He didn't get.
You're nasty. He has a cock ring on. I'm sorry, but you including your face in this? You scare me to death. Can I be honest though?
Go ahead.
Not the biggest I've seen.
I don't think he was saying he had the biggest. His name was Thick. I think he was talking about his name was Thick. Thick Dick.
Thick.
It was thick.
I'll give you that. Thick. It was thick. I think I internalized and heard big dick, big dick, big dick.
The name was Thick.
Okay, Thick Dick Theodore. Okay. It was thick.
It was girthy.
It was girthy. Yeah, Theodore, with that dick and that cock ring, you shouldn't be talking to anyone who's 21.
Because if I saw a cock ring at 21, I probably would have screamed.
Do you know what I'm saying? There are certain markers of freakness that you are supposed to get with age. A cock ring at 21 is just, you're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see a cock ring in real life until I was at least 24.
You've seen one in real life? Remember when Jamila told us she was a Barbie who doesn't have sex? Anyway, let's read what Theodore had to say.
Do y'all want to talk about his face being in the picture too?
Hey, so Theodore.
Yeah, and he sent his face. That was crazy.
And can you send me your socials and your phone number too so I can block you? Are you crazy for sending your fucking face? The fuck?
It was let me tell you why Theodore had me crying. It was the one very well thought out dick picture and the 3 face pictures. So like,
and the nice selfie.
Like, no, when I
nice
say the
gentleman.
selfies, y'all were so respectable. Like he was in a peacoat.
You would never know. You would never know there was a freak behind.
There was a cock ring in them pants.
And it's just like, you the type of nigga that walk around with that cock ring on, aren't you? Leave that 21-year-old alone.
Please.
Let's read this update though. Crazy ass. Greetings again, girl world. It's Barnes. Wow, you read me for filth. I should start by clarifying some things. Noble and I are long distance and everyone involved is Black, although Borders has 1/3 of Mexican and Arab. While the original Spin It was sent in February, I do have updates for you. Coincidentally, the night before the Spooky Kids episode aired, Borders and I had a talk about our situation. Noble and I still talk often, though not nearly in the same capacity that we used to due to our workloads, the conditions of our jobs, and our lives move quite differently these days. There is still a great love there, but it's difficult to see where things are headed in the moment. All I know is that she is the one I want to end up with. It has also been about 5 or 6 months since Borders and I have been involved, and the situation has grown complex. She goes back and forth between her home and parents, spending days. Sorry, I just be getting confused because she lives with her parents too.
Sir.
You know, good and motherfucking way you was supposed to be dating with a nigga. Anyways, she goes back and forth between my home and her parents, spending days at a time with me.
But
and while we are not still official,
okay, hold on.
And while we are not official still, we have agreed to be open. The conversation we had the night prior to this letter involved my prior intentions and settling down, the relationship I have with Noble, how we felt seeing each other with others, and much more along the lines of moving in relationship with intent. Before I knew it, the transactional relationship began months ago, has become more romantic interest, and I am slightly providing for. I am unsure how this will end, but the last thing I want is for anyone to be hurt. I have had a long and horrible tendency to go with the flow when it comes to matters of the heart. And it's something that I intend to work on with Nobles at the beginning of this year. But, you know, niggas never stick to the plan.
He said that?
And yes. That was a quote.
That was a direct quote.
And yes, the sex is spectacular. I have been known to give up to 10 to 14 orgasms in a night to a good number of partners, both clitoral and penetrative. I have included some pictures of myself upon Jamila's request. Thank you for hearing me out and for your stern advice.
The letter with the pictures and the professional picture makes it so much better.
10 to 14?
I would like to see it.
Now, don't go making requests because he will fulfill.
Oh, shit. No, wait. Yeah, no, hold on.
I want you to stay far away from me.
He's a serious fella. Nigga. Let me not say that.
Let me make that clear. Mecca, how many? 10 to 14. You think you could have 10 to 14 orgasms in one day by a man? From a man.
I don't know. I will say I am a multiple orgasmer type of lady. Mm-hmm. So getting multiple in one round is something I'm quite used to. But I'm saying,
mm-hmm. What is the highest number of orgasms you've had in one round of sex?
I probably really just probably 10, but that was when I was in my deep freak nasty era. And I honestly didn't enjoy it because it went on for like 45 minutes. We started in the shower. I was dehydrated. It was steamy. Then we were in the bed. It was so much going on. It was so only a 22-year-old could endure what I endured that night. And I was 22. So next question.
No, not next question.
10 question
in one round?
Yeah, but I will say this is a lot of information, but I can orgasm from both clitoral and penetration.
Okay, so do you have that condition where bitches just have orgasms while walking?
Well, no. I do need some stimulation. But I found out that a lot of girls don't come from penetration.
Yeah, most don't.
But I do. So I'm saying if you're wicka, if you're DJing, that's I'm finna go back to back. This is why you gotta start playing with yourself at 12. Shout out to Kev on stage. Cause bitch, one thing about me, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get mines.
As you should. I believe in equality when it comes to the bedroom. How dare you think that this is for you and for you only, nigga?
It's not.
Are you kidding me? You better.
It literally isn't. I hate when
you better drop to your knees and bark like you want it. Like what?
Fuck? Yeah. I still haven't. That's a body I want to catch. Maybe someday.
Theodore?
No, the other side of 1911. Shit, I don't want Theodore, but I'm
Wait,
scared.
You've never had a cue before?
I've never had a cue before. I've only had the other ones.
Oh.
But I want someone to drop to their knees and bark like they want it. Maybe it'll happen for me.
Jamila, you look like you got something to say.
She has a lot to say, matter of fact. She got a lot to say. I'm trying to segue her into saying it, but she be trying to act brand new, like she too good.
I just don't really like exposing myself, but I have encountered a Q dog or two.
Mm-hmm. So. Or two.
Or.
Were they both good? And or. Could be either or.
Yeah.
Rate the experience out of 10. The encounters.
When it comes to my Greek experiences, if I'm going by ranking, this would be the rank.
Okay.
For my personal experience. Alpha.
That's shocking.
Q.
Okay.
Kappa. And the sigma is at the bottom of my goddamn toe.
He didn't wiggle in a goddamn thing, huh?
So that would be my personal rating off the top of the dome.
Where's your centaur?
Oh, baby, they don't get nowhere near. I don't have no experience with that.
I won't lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know nothing about them diggers. I have not been intimate with a centaur. But the one that I did run down on was from Jersey, and them Jersey centaurs be fine. The
Jersey,
he's from Jersey,
are different.
That's a different.
Yes, they are different.
All them niggas be fine. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
It's a different vibe up there for sure.
Maybe I do want some piss. I don't know.
That was a crazy sentence out of context, Mecca. Like, I want you to know that.
Ooh, golden shower.
Yeah. Please. Mecca, do you get peed on?
No.
You said that too confidently.
Well, I know what a golden shower is, and then men's drink is called centaur piss. Am I wrong?
And my question was,
no, I don't get peed
do you
on.
like to get peed on?
No, I don't.
You? No. Would you let a nigga pee on you?
No. That's disgusting, Jamila. I'm too much of I can't do bodily fluids.
Just
seriously.
Asking. The girls, the guys.
Listen, you won't catch me in Dubai.
Some people are really
freaky as frogs.
Out. And it's just
would you pee on somebody?
No.
I wouldn't want to do it either.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like, because for me, it like, what am I getting out of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to understand the psyche of piss, and I never understood it.
It's rooted in trauma. Some of the kinks are truly rooted in trauma. Some of the kinks have to be shamed, and
they have to be. And I'm an avid kink shamer.
No funny shit. The defecation, the urine, and the baby play, family ancestral play. Those are some kinks that I will shame in public and very loudly. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
You're weird.
You're weird.
You're weird.
You're a little off. You're a little off.
And I don't want to shake the table too much, but especially when it comes to the child play, you're doing it. And if you have the opportunity to do it with a real child, you would. You're sick.
You would.
You need to go to jail, actually.
I wholeheartedly believe
we'll die on that hill.
Wholeheartedly. Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't do any of that, and I wouldn't want it done on me. That sounds like absolute torture. No, call me vanilla.
I can't do on demand either. I have to be ready to poop. So it's like,
it's just so disgusting. Like, I'm not even the type of bitch to fart in front of a nigga, but you think I would shit on a nigga chest? Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it on your chest.
That's crazy.
I also, my boo boo don't be the same texture. It's too much.
And that's where we're gonna stop the conversation.
Because I don't know what I would,
too much about you.
I don't know what I would be giving you. I don't know what would be happening.
I know way too much at this point. Yeah.
After a lit night of drinking so much tequila.
I'm done. Actually,
and a nigga shit on my chest.
Nope.
Oh my God.
I don't want to know anything else. So let's go ahead and wrap that up.
You ate tacos and hella fucking hot sauce. It's like battery acid.
Please.
From all the liquor.
I'm begging you. I'm begging you to free me from this conversation.
Okay. Well, you started it.
Did I? I never said anything about texture, bitch.
Well, it started at me saying the centaur piss, or you saying the piss.
And I just wanted to know if you would, like Carisha, speaking of Carisha, please, she did say she liked to get pissed on.
That is a direct quote.
That is a direct quote.
Yeah.
So,
not
felt like it was appropriate to ask. I don't know.
Well, I would not want to be pissed on, nor would I want to piss.
Understandable. But I will say, I know it's warm. At least it's warm.
That's supposed to make it better?
I just imagine like cold piss. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine like you're getting pissed on and it's cold. That doesn't seem comfortable. But at least since it's a warm liquid, it We're going to take a break. And we're back.
You seem like you would like that warm wax poured on you.
There's wax that turns into massage oil.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that.
I see it on TikTok.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
I've considered getting it.
That seems very sensual.
And
I'm a sensual lady. So
yeah. No, I think that would
cool.
want something warm, just not urine.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. And it smells good. And it's a candle.
Yeah, that's fun. You see, it smells good.
Yeah, it's a candle.
You know what I'm saying?
You can rub it in.
Now we're talking, but
when you have big hands massaging your back, everything's warm, revved up.
Totally try that.
We got to get back to foreplay, people. I know we go onto this rant like once a quarter, but
it's important.
It's important. We need to remind the fellas and the women that foreplay is important. Like all of this just trying to stick it in as sandpaper. I feel nothing. And in fact, what I feel hurts.
Yeah. And the thing is, foreplay, there is an art to foreplay.
Mm-hmm.
Foreplay does not start in the bedroom.
Mm-mm.
It starts with the eyes on the date. It starts with a flirtation. It starts from the telephone before.
I feel like niggas have lost the art of building up the tension. Because the tension is just as important as the foreplay. Because the tension, like, you have to, and that's the one thing that I feel like people don't get. It's like, no, you kind of have to interact. You know how people will be like, oh, don't fuck on the first night. Obviously, Love Island is not a good example exactly, because they're in such conditions to make everything go faster. But part of the reason they're going so fast is because they don't have anything to do all day, and the tension is doing nothing but building. Like the sexual tension and then the attraction. It's exacerbated. But like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm warm on the inside just being around you. So that when you get in the business, it's like, let's devour each other.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Like, I want to be fiending. Like, I personally have like elongated. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, elongated situations with niggas. Like, maybe I know I'm going to go on it's definitely giving, oh, we're about to fuck. But I want to go on another date, another 2, or maybe let's hang out one more time, because I really want the tension to be ripe. I want it to be palatable. I wanted you to feel it.
Almost to the point where it's unbearable.
Yes. Because
we're thumping the whole date.
You get what I'm saying? I walk through the door, I'm thumping. Like,
thump, thump.
It's so satisfying once you get there. Nobody wants to work anymore.
Nobody
wants to work anymore.
And it saddens me because, you know, unfortunately, the young people are just jackrabbits.
I mean, we all were at that age. I definitely feel like an appreciation for the sensual side of things comes with, you know, just experience. You have to kind of be in the field. But once you get there, what's concerning is when you meet someone who's like 29 and just a jackrabbit. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to talk to you.
Calm down.
You're pressed. You've never got pussy before?
Sex shouldn't be like the most exciting thing to you in the world.
Yeah, like we're past that.
Because then you're too pressed for it. And then it's like you feel like you can't do anything without it. Like, you should not be that freaked out.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to be concerned about like your mental health. You ever start talking to a boy and they're like overly sexual and it just turns you off?
Instantly.
It's like, hey, I literally said, how was your day? And you said, love that pussy. Hey.
Or the dreaded, what are you doing? About to get in the shower without me? Ew.
It's like, wait. Like, I do like to actually have regular conversations. Because little do a lot of men realize, having regular conversation also builds up like sexual tension.
It does.
Because it's just like, wow, you're cool.
You're so nice.
You're funny.
Wow.
You're nice. You're funny.
You like all the things I like.
Ooh. I think that. So then when we can have a sexual conversation, it's even more interesting. Versus, you know what I'm saying? We're literally just having a normal conversation and you dropping, you know, dick thoughts. Like
no tea, no shade. I
don't know what to do.
Do you think that Thick Dick Theodore is telling all the bitches about his cock ring first combo?
He sent it to us upon request with his face in it.
So maybe.
He sends plenty of dick pictures. He is a dick monster and he's probably freaked out. You know what I'm saying? He leads with dick first and then he'll be cool later. You know what I'm saying? He's the type of, and I know exactly what type of nigga. The fact that he
but the ones that lead with the dick and then they turn out to be okay.
He is the type of freak that is a nerd. He's a nerd freak. I know this man. Yes.
Oh, my first boyfriend was a nerd freak. And we definitely fucked on the first night.
Because it's like, why? Like, whoa, you're really freaked out. And then it's like, oh, you're just a nerd? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it just confuses you. And then that allows you to stick around a little bit longer than you should. When really he's just a sexual deviant. Because you sent us a cock ring picture with your face in it. Smiley.
It wasn't even the picture for me was the picture in the Pico, like the professional selfie.
You sent us a picture with dick and balls. Like, I'm so scared.
And let's get to balls. I don't care. I said this on one of the first episodes of the podcast. I don't care what no one says. Saggy balls are, although not as aesthetically pleasing, in the bedroom, they be knocking at your clit like a door knocker. And it literally feels so good. I'm not lying. It's true.
You just wanted to get that off. Like, she misses a certain saggy ball nigga so bad. She just had to get that off. Oh, where those saggy balls at?
You brought up the balls. And I had a little tidbit to add about the balls. Don't run from saggy balls. And honestly, saggy balls doesn't even mean old. I've seen niggas our age. Like,
not necessarily.
The older guys that I've been with, though, they didn't have saggy balls. They had incredibly tight balls, honestly. Shockingly, honestly. They're very, like, up.
Did they have grays in their pubes?
No. Maybe grays in the head and the beard. But it hadn't hit the pubes yet. But, you know, niggas
just
like
the fact that
manscaping
is so crazy. Like, damn, like.
I found a gray hair in my cooch, like last week. I screamed.
You old bitch.
I know. I said,
ah! I have a couple of grays in my head, so I'll be dyeing it soon.
Yeah.
I don't play that.
Yeah, no.
But I'm going to go gray.
I didn't even know it was happening because I get my hoo-ha lasered. So I said, what the fuck? Time to schedule an appointment.
Gray pubes, bitch, is crazy.
Yeah,
oh my
it scared me because it's like, wow, everything about us changes. Our bodies like really do go through that.
Are we gonna get like gray leg hair?
Yeah, I think so. I would believe so.
We're gonna take a break. And we're back.
Welcome to our segment, Spin It, where Jamila and I take your lowdown, messy, salacious situations and give them a little bit of a PR spin and then a little bit of everyday advice. Now, full disclosure, Jamila and I are not PR professionals. We just studied communications in undergrad, and we love to help you spin a sticky situation. Remember, if you want to send us your situations, email unhingedandimoralpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to include your gender, your race, your age, super important. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything they need to include? I think that was everything. Okay. Yeah. Period. What do we have this week, Jamila?
All right. So the title of this is Broke My Abstinence for a Bum I Met at a Bar.
Yikes!
Let's get right into it. Hi, Jamila and Mecca. I love y'all so much and have been so happy to see your growth both individually and as a duo. Thank you so much. Okay, so my situation is kind of a two-part scenario. My boyfriend of 2 years broke up with me 2 months ago, but he was being emotionally distant. About a month before that, he found out that I didn't keep an unexpected child, and he broke up with me because he said it was a violation of trust. But he still proceeded to get my hopes up and have sex with me one last time and told me that he would remain friends, but I haven't heard from him in over a month, which hurts, but I have to accept it. The breakup has been hard on me, but I respect his decision and have no choice but to move forward, hoping he'll forgive me or even take me back one day. Since then, I have been abstinent, focusing on mental and physical health, not talking to any men, which has been easy at times, but really hard at others. Last weekend, I went out with my friends and I got really drunk and I ended up going home with the guy. Mind you, this is a man that another guy I was talking to in a friendly manner introduced me to. I didn't get approached this night at all, so I just felt really desperate. The conversation was good and cute, and he was feeling me, so we had sex. It was the worst, and it lasted all of 2 seconds. And then he just dipped on me. I wasn't expecting a relationship, but at least a genuine interaction, not just fucking me and hightailing me out of there. I have not heard from that man, but I did end up just blocking him, and I just feel so bad about myself. I'm a fairy tale girl, and deep down, I think every man I encounter that I like could be my man. Youch. And I feel like men can smell the weakness on me. Do y'all have any advice on how I should spin this to feel better about myself? And do you have any advice on moving on, being abstinent, or how I can get my old thing back? Or should I stay lonely and leave these men alone together?
Okay, so much to unpack here. I was abstinent for a year, and I did that on public on TikTok. That is not, I won't say it's not hard, but that's not the issue here. It's not the abstinence. Where do you want to start?
I was going to start with the relationship ending. And because you said that you were also interested and almost kind of like had an opening for that to come back. I'm going to tell you that right now. No. The fact that he ended a relationship with you because you got an abortion, red flag. Sorry, that's just a personal thought for me. And that just kind of felt weird to me. And it seems a little manipulation-y, the fact that he kind of sweet talked you, have one good little sex in before y'all live. No. So you need to close that chapter. Don't be open to having that even back in your life. I think you need to ask yourself why you're being abstinent, because sometimes people think just being absent is going to fix their
That's
problems.
What I was trying to say.
And if you don't have any intention behind the things that you do, you're just doing shit to do shit. Just to say it. Like, walking around saying, oh, I'm celibate, I'm abstinent, and you don't have no intention. You're just saying it so that you can get that praise.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm just saying, ask yourself truly why you're doing it. If you're doing it for a reaction, for the praise, then you're not getting anything out of it.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I feel the same about the boy, the ex, for a different reason. Now, don't shoot me. I think ultimately when you choose to get an abortion, it is ultimately the woman's decision. That's what I think. But I also think if a man says, I don't want to talk to you because of this, I think that's fair. Y'all made a baby 50-50. He is entitled to his feelings on fetus deletus, on his, a fetus he is 50% of. And if he don't want to deal with you no more after that, I think that's fair. Now, in this particular situation, considering you mentioned he was emotionally distant, do I think he actually gives a fuck? I'm skeptical. It seemed like this was just his way out. Based on the information you gave us,
like
especially since he fucked you again afterwards. Because a man who really cares about that, only because this is such a bad example, because Floyd Mayweather is crazy as fuck. But the way Floyd Mayweather reacted after Miss Chantel, the one who was with Nelly, the reason they broke up or whatever, when she got that abortion, he was so upset about it. And it was something that like upset him. When men are mad about that for real, you can kind of tell. Like when they see it as you killing their child or, for real, like you can tell he's not giving that energy. So just dead that. I really agree with Jamila, especially as someone who was abstinent for a year. My reasoning behind being abstinent was when I said my intention is what led me through the whole year. I think that she's correct there. You have to have a reason, and the reason can't necessarily just be I'm heartbroken and I'm scared to get my feelings hurt again. Because as you have found out, that's not going to save, like being abstinent is not going to save you from getting your feelings hurt by a nigga. Like it has to be like, for me, when I did it, I did go into it being like, I want to do a boy cleanse. I want to get my mind right. But as it was going on, I was finding all these other reasons to keep it going. Like something I learned was, I learned how to read people very well. I learned how to read men very well. Like the first date, like you can really see if you're going to click here and click here. I felt like I was really focused on my friends, and I really cultivated like a lot of good homegirl relationships during that point in time. Like it has to be more, because I hate to say it, it doesn't matter how long you're abstinent. It's always a chance the first nigga you fuck could do you weird like this happened.
Yeah. And I think that your issue is not necessarily the sex component. I think that because you said it, you're a lover girl, you feel like every guy you meet is going to be your man. You need to work on that. You need to figure out why that is. And it could be a level of insecurity. I don't know. But there is something there that you need to unpack, why you feel this need to attach yourself to every guy you talk to. Because sometimes you meet a guy at the bar and it was just that, a guy you met at the bar, right? You guys had a fun, cool, flirty conversation. You don't need to go home with a guy just because you met him at the bar.
Even if you did, the sex
dare
sucked.
I say,
you're not.
Yeah,
you blaming yourself.
You really shouldn't go with anybody you met that night, like just because for safety reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not a slut shaming type of thing, because I am very pro. Go fuck that man if you want to. See what I'm saying? But I don't think that you should just be fucking niggas you met that night at the club, because for safety reasons, like anything could happen, bro. Anything, like you just gotta be a little bit more. Vigilant. You gotta have a little bit more discernment about you. So I think that you're a little green. And I say that with all respect and love and empathy, but I can spot a green ass bitch from a mile away. You're very green because you're talking about we had such a good connection. No, y'all didn't. Y'all had a good, fun, flirty conversation at the bar.
Liquor was involved.
That's it. And that's it. You expecting anything more than that, that's on you. And I hate to say that. That man didn't do you dirty. And again, I hate to say that to you because I know you're not expecting that, but that nigga didn't do you dirty. That nigga did you like he did you because that's what that was. It was a transactional wham bam. It was a one night stand.
They happen sometimes. And honestly, from your perspective, you're beating yourself up when he didn't satisfy you. So it's like, actually, you suck. Like, the way that you're looking at this is not how I would be looking at it. You said you have mutual friends. You said you blocked him. Maybe you don't have to be as abrasive as I am, but I've been known to tell a nigga that sucked in the moment. I did not come. And you make them apologize to you. And then you go to sleep and you let them leave. Like, why would you want someone to show interest in you who couldn't last 30 seconds? We're in such like I think a slut-shaming society that it's like, you feel like you did something wrong because you let him fuck. And it's like that, you feel like that's on you. And it really isn't. It's like, okay, y'all were at the bar, y'all were adults. I understand it feeling like you got, but why would you want to keep talking to someone who did not satisfy you? That doesn't even make no sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You kind of have this mentality of like, well, we had sex, he should want to reach out to me. No.
I think that you need to practice non-attachment.
And you shouldn't want to reach out to him.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't, like, you're feeling like, oh, I blocked him, but I blocked him because he did me weird. You should be blocking him because his dick sucks.
Right. Like, that's, you got to change your perspective, sister. Like, you are, that's why I said you're very green, because you're internalizing everything to be about you.
And it
in the terms of like, you think that you are the issue for everything. And it's not necessarily that. You just need to have a little bit more security about yourself, and you need to have confidence, because if you have confidence and you're not basing your interactions based off of insecurity, then you will have more self-worth. And I don't want that to come across as slut shaming. I swear. Because like I said, I'm pro, go fuck that nigga if you want to, literally.
It's not really about the sex.
If you had more self-worth, and if you thought better about yourself, you would not have wanted to fuck this nigga that you just met at the bar, that you had a cool interaction with, because you wouldn't think that deeply into it.
Even,
you know what
I'm saying that, like, to your point, if she had more self-worth, she wouldn't have read the situation the way that she did. That's what I'm saying. You can say, like, Jamila's not trying to be slut-shaming, but it doesn't even have to possibly even give that off, because you can look at it from the perspective of, you fucked me and I wasn't satisfied. That's why I'm blocking you, because I have work in my, like, I'm not satisfied. Next. Like, you didn't.
And I'm not going, and you shouldn't be going back to anything that doesn't satisfy you in any type
now,
of way.
Now, what I will
whether
say,
that be mentally, physically, or
when
whatever.
I was abstinent, I felt like that was one of the things that I got, not more self-worth, but just realizing that so much of this shit in regards to dating is not me. It be the niggas. Because the one thing I will say, again, when you're thriving off that sexual tension and you just want to get there and you want to fuck and it does cloud your judgment. It does make you be like, oh my God, you start creating scenarios in your head about a person. You start putting all this stuff on them that's not really how they are. That's you, like, wanting them to be like that. So when they don't do that, then it's like, oh, fuck you, nigga, you're trash. But it was never given that to begin with. I can definitely say, being abstinent for a year, I realized so much of the shit niggas who I was like, oh, this has nothing to do with me. And after I came off that, I just feel like I started, when my friends be like, you be moving like a nigga, because I realized it's not them, it's me. Like, it's me. I'm the prize. You should be trying to satisfy me. I'm not finna follow up or text no nigga who I fucked on a one night stand at that. So we had one chance. And it was trash. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. Like,
you got to learn how to start compartmentalizing also your dating escapades. So you, for example, meeting this guy at the bar, take that and make it make sense, right? And like, I'm not saying you can't meet your forever man in a bar, because I've definitely met people at bars where, like, we've dated for a while. But what I'm saying is, take with a grain of salt.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, so think about how you're meeting this man. Think about the conversation that you have with this man. Think about the interactions as you're having. Think about how often y'all talk. Think about the way in which he's treating you. Think about the things that he's saying, and compartmentalize them. Sometimes you meet a guy and you know that this is probably just going to be somebody, you know what I'm saying, I sleep with. Or this guy I really am invested in. Or this is this. Like, you really have to think about the interactions. And if you are the type of person, because sometimes this is something that you can't fix. If you are the type of person that you have a very strong connection to sex in the way that you feel like if you have sex with somebody, you are going to be locked in. That whatever, not that I believe in soul ties.
No, this is self-awareness, though. This is self-awareness.
Yeah. Right. But if you are the type of person that believes in shit like that, then you probably don't need to be having sex with every nigga you talk to. You should probably lock that thing down for a little bit. Because this is a situation, if we want to bring it back to Love Island, for example, wise, a Huda versus Hannah. Huda, as soon as she, started being very physical with Jeremiah, was very locked in, could not see. She had tunnel vision, right? She could not really focus on herself or anything, rather. And so it made her kind of like lose all train of rationale. Versus with Hannah, she was able to kind of be freaky deaky with every nigga that she encountered and not really internalize it super deeply and can kind of move on quickly. They're just two different type of people. You have to figure out the type of person you are.
I just want to talk about that for a second. Knowing what type of person you are, number one, and knowing if that's something you can move past. Again, a lot of this do be self-awareness, and we try and put it on everyone in terms of like people believing in soul ties. There are some people who can fuck and not feel anything. There are some people who fuck for the most part don't feel anything, but then maybe start. I think Sierra would be a good example of that on Love Island. Like, she was the one who was like, I have 13, but she had the most bodies out the villa. She's real chill, but I think she's also emotionally intelligent. So she said in this situation, she said, I just want to let you know this is how I'm feeling. I would say that's more along the type of person I am. Like, I can do it. But if I like you, I'll be like, no, I like you. And like, you have to. Unfortunately,
where you lie on the spectrum.
You can only figure out if you get in the field for real. So it's like, this is why I'd be like, Hofe is so crucial for character development in several different ways. One, to figure out what you like. Two, to figure out what type of person you are. If you can even be moving a certain way. If you can even be, if you are emotionally capable of doing this, because that's really important. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and tell you to fuck, and I know if you fuck a nigga, you finna be locked in. But before you get to your point, Jamila, I was in 3 big relationships in my early 20s. I spent my whole early 20s in relationships because I was a relationship ass bitch. And one thing I know about relationship ass bitches, you get up out of a relationship and you find yourself within 2 months locked in with a whole nother nigga. Now you're in another relationship. Get outside. Stop trying to lock in with people. Stop.
What I was going to say is, just because you're absent doesn't mean you have to stop talking to guys. Yeah. So if you want to make the decision to be absent again and you feel like that is the right decision for you, you have all your attention set, that doesn't mean you have to stop dating and stop seeking that male kinship or whatever. And I think that a lot of times people make it seem like that is what it has to be. And I think because a lot of people don't have sexual discipline.
Hello.
And so again, you have to really figure out where you are on this spectrum of life, right? Do you not have sexual discipline? If that's the thing, then maybe you need to address that. You have to figure out what the root of these things are.
They're gonna try and call you kink shame you or sex slut shame you for even saying that. Having sexual discipline.
Listen, it is what it is. You need to have sexual discipline. If you feel like you can't look at somebody without fucking them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
going on? That's a trauma. That's deeper rooted.
Let's address that. Yeah, there's something in that. So I think that you need to figure out where you can go. If you feel like abstinence is the way for you to go, then I implore and encourage you to date even more than you would date pre-abstinence, actually, because you really need to start gaining a level of security within yourself. You need to understand what you like in a guy, because it seems like you date far and few in between, and every guy you date, you latch onto. And I understand that because that was me in the early 20s.
Yeah.
Every nigga I talked to, I was, this is my man.
Crying.
My man, I really like him. Yeah, I can really see a future. I really can. And you can't see shit. You're just, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have that dating experience. That comes with a lack of dating experience. As you get older, as you date more, as you have more intention behind dating, as you start to think about what you actually like versus what seems good, you will be like, oh,
yeah,
okay, I get it now.
When I was abstinent, I did this on TikTok, and I was on a date like every week. I dated so much, which is why I'm saying I was able to figure out what type of person I am. It's them, it's not me. It's like, because you're going on these, also the level of non-attachment I developed being abstinent and dating, because it's like you meet a guy and you really like him, and then you tell him you're not fucking, and all of a sudden he stops texting you. You all of a sudden he stop responding, like, and you've been talking to him for 2 weeks. You're thinking like, oh, this is a good thing. Was
that something you would say first date?
No.
Or what?
No, it's not anything. Because I feel like first date wise, why are we talking about sex or sex? Like, you know, I just feel like that's kind of weird.
Because I know some
Which
people
callback
will rip that Band-Aid off, especially if they're celibate specifically. They'll be like, just let you know.
Celibate is when you're waiting until
like,
marriage.
damn.
Abstinent is when you're just like, I'm just doing this just because I want to for whatever reason. Also, getting back to a callback when you were talking about kissing on the first date and the studs, this is actually when I stopped doing that type of shit because it was like, well, I'm not finna fuck, so why would I kiss you? So it's like I got very I developed so many dating habits that I still have to this day that I think are good dating habits. Like the first time you meet someone, there's nothing sexual we have to talk about this first conversation. And if you bring it up, I'm turned off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because it comes across as very like weird. I don't know how to even explain this. Like,
what's going on?
Yeah, it's like calm
relax.
down. Yeah.
So, and go it. If you're going to be abstinent, you need to be going on dates. So, and that will quickly, and it's going to happen because niggas want to fuck. That will quickly get you deep into non-attachment. It don't matter how much you feeling a nigga. If he want to fuck and you tell him you're not fucking, baby, he's gone. He's gone.
And you'll also start to realize how sex affects your judgment. You'll start to realize, oh, wait, I have been using sex as a judge of likeness this entire time. And you start to become clear. There's going to be a level of clarity for you if you do it right. Now, I per se have not necessarily been abstinent before, but I have gone a very long time, a few times without having any type of sexual interaction. But I think it's one of those things, like I said, you just have to be very aware of yourself and you have to take note of everything. So after each situation, I really just keep thinking about it. Like, and I think about because no shade, no tea. I have never done a nigga wrong. And that's not to say I'm perfect. I'm not. However, when I think about the situations where a nigga has done me wrong, I still try to figure out where was my accountability in that and how did I contribute to that situation. Even though I feel like they were wrong, no one is ever just that wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you also have to figure out, and it's difficult to do, especially when it's a really serious situation. It's difficult to look in the mirror and be like, how did I contribute to this situation? What did I do to lead me here? That is how you also learn and grow too.
It is.
So you have to really assess each situation, each dating experience, each sex experience, everything. Like analyze yourself, not to the point where you're beating yourself up. It's not about that. It's not about like, oh, I'm such a dumbass bitch. Fuck. No, don't do that. Because then you're going to need Lexapro. I want you to just literally think and reflect on the decisions you make, the things that you do, the things that you say, the people you talk to, the people you entertain. And I guarantee you will start to learn so much about yourself and you will start to be so much better.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to happen with abstinence.
No.
But if you decide to do it with abstinence, the same rules apply, with or without abstinence.
A lesson I learned when I started doing heavy reflection, mind you, my ex was a terrorist. He terrorized me. But I did what Jamila is talking about doing. And I'm not naturally super affectionate. This is like a running joke amongst my friends. And I always end up with men who are extremely, extremely affectionate. I realize, but I would like love my ex in my love languages and not his. Like my love language is like, I'm really honestly a Taylor Olandria vibe. Heavy, we just got to sit next to each other. Heavy, we're just in each other's presence. Like, and when I was healed enough to go out of it and like be like, okay, what was something I could have did better? I definitely saw where like, I do think he would have cheated regardless because he was trash. But I saw the cracks and I saw my contributions to the cracks because when you're doing something like this and I'm not really responding, that's like a form of rejection. But I'm thinking because we're sitting next to each other, we're on the same page. So these are just the things that you got to think about. Like when you're thinking about your ex, again, he sounds like a villain. He sounds like he's using the abortion against you. But once you're healed, you'll be able to look back on that situation and be like, okay, so what, like when he started becoming emotionally distant, like where was my part in that?
What else was
happening? What else was happening? Yeah, no, it's really fun when you do that. Because then you could take it to your next situation to make sure you're better.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like you just do get better. Even if you're not actively trying, just at some point, your body, your mind is going to start doing the work before you do. Because it's like, all right, bitch, now, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I be so confused when niggas be 30 and still like, it's like you have to actively be trying to not be shit at this age. Like, nigga, you're trying to be horrible. Yeah, you're just gonna start to experience so more. Like, and honestly, it becomes so much more fun and so much more enjoyable, because there was a point in time where I genuinely did not like dating. There was nothing enjoyable about it for me because I felt like it was a chore. I felt like I was trying too hard. Nothing felt enjoyable. But once I started to really do self-reflection, I started to kind of change my habits, my own personal habits, not talking about these niggas, even though they ain't shit. Once I started addressing myself, it started to become way more enjoyable. So yeah. Well, girl, I hope we helped you out. You'll be all right,
girl.
sister.
Well, let's get into these comments.
Okay. We're going to take a break. And we're back. All right, y'all. So we're about to read some of y'all's reviews and comments that y'all have left under our platforms. Please remember to keep engaging with us, guys. We really, really enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and start by reading some of the comments from Spotify. Okay. And this is from Essence C. They said, this was such a great spin it. I hope she hears it. Chrissy says, finally, thank you, Jamila. The whole time I'm saying go off on your sister and sock your brother-in-law, Lavelle friend, all my friends in my ears. We love Lavelle. Jazz Mahoon says, Mecca, please, at 55:32 second mark. I was cracking up.
I will be reading the YouTube comments, and Desi Dariod Debonair XG8ZX, good Lord, long name. This spin it resonated with me deeply. I was outed in high school, and my grandma called a family meeting basically condemning me. She was too Southern Baptist and told me that since my mom was in heaven, I would not see her in the afterlife if I continued living in sin. The advice y'all gave was so real. Protect that baby. Oh my God. That's so mean.
Fuck your
like
grandma,
no shade. Grandma, please go to hell.
Oh
my God. Destiny Todd 7429 said, we ain't giving nobody 50K followers again. That was a crazy time on TikTok. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Like, clearly you are a household name there's no doubt about it. Props to you for not feeding into negativity and letting them get what they wanted off the obvious hate train. Side note, I wanted you to make your profile picture Mr. Clean so bad during the controversy, but I know that would have had them up in arms. Why Mr. Clean?
I think maybe that's for Lavelle.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they were calling him that to be funny. Yeah. Child, yeah. Never again.
Moni623 said, my favorite podcast. I'm a silent supporter, never comments on or anything, but I love y'all and y'all keep me entertained. Keep going. I love the guests on here too and on Patreon. Yay. Ray said, best revenge is your paper. Congrats, Mecca, on the collab. Thank you. Monique Malcolm 11 said, OMG, as soon as I saw the thumbnail, my eyes welled up. I love Lavelle's whole life and everything he stands for. Y'all are blessed to have each other. And then Destiny Todd commented again and said, you all handled your progressing fame with such grace while remaining entertaining and hilarious. Thank you for the light you bring to the internet. Wow, thank you. That was so nice.
Thank you. All right, y'all, these are from Apple. Ari Jasper said, hey, I love y'all relationship and your podcast so bad. I feel like I relate so much to Jamila personality-wise. Everything you say be on my mind. I feel like I'm listening to my older self. I love me a Gemini. I'm a Gemini rising and a Sag sun. So just be speaking my language for real. Mecca also reminds me of my best friend too. It's so fun listening to y'all bouncing off each other. Thank you so much, Gemini. P.S. I don't mind the talking over each other because it's so relatable when you talking to a close friend.
I feel like we're getting better.
Two bitches with ADHD saying exactly. All right. That was a great episode, guys. Very fun. Very slutty.
Yeah.
What can we say? As far as announcements, I'm sure you guys have already seen at this point, but we'll say it again because it's just so fucking juicy and amazing. We have been invited to Essence Fest this year, guys. We will be on a panel. We will actually be speaking on the panel on the 5th. So if you guys are going to Essence Fest, make sure you guys pull up to our panel on the 5th. Of course, all the details will be out. We are super, super excited. We've known about this for a little while, but obviously you got to wait to the ink dry, y'all. You got to wait till stuff is really solidified. So we are super excited to be there. I know I can't wait. I know Mecca can't wait. Can't wait to see everybody. Yes.
And that's it.
What else? That's it. Yeah, that's it, y'all. We'll see y'all at
some grass on bourbon and have some fun.
We're going to have a blast. Let me tell you something, girl. We're going to have so much fun. I can't wait to see everybody. So, yeah.
Bye.
Period. Well, another great episode of Unhinged Immoral. As always, make sure you guys are commenting, liking, subscribing. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the Patreon. Like I said, we are doing our own Unhinged After Sun for Love is Blind. So for all of my islanders, make sure you guys are subscribed and turn your post notifications on for everything. And we'll see you guys next episode. Bye. Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila Bell and Mecca.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco, Llorens.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia, Choi.